attacks in France. President Hollande has laid a wreath at the ceremony, which has included reading out the names of those killed in both the Paris attacks last year and the attacks in Nice as well, with being laid at the service which has been organised by victims' associations and also aims to remember those killed in attacks in Brussels, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast and Mali. Vladimir Putin's ruling party, United Russia, is looking likely to become victorious in Russia's parliamentary election, despite reports of voting irregularities. The Central Election Commission suggested that several polling stations could face having their results annulled. We're joined now by Sir Andrew Wood, a former British ambassador to Russia. So, a very good morning to you. Can we talk about the question of voting irregularities to begin with? To what extent are these results going to be externally vigilated? How much can we trust them?
Obviously, some governors have tried to up the vote for United Russia by organising multiple voting and things like that. I think equally obviously the Commission will want to show that it is playing an honest role by prosecuting some. I doubt very much whether the overall result is going to change.
And the overall result, with more than 90% of votes in, is that United Russia has done well.
Yes, I think the voting show in Moscow was about 25%. Overall the country was, I think, less than 50%. So that's not a success. It's not surprising United Russia did pretty well comparatively, given the administration's effort to make the campaign as uninteresting and boring as possible. Wouldn't do to ask questions about where the economy is going, what you're really trying to do in Ukraine and so on. So it's not important.
Talk to us about the role played by the free press in Russia, in particular TV news channels. How much criticism is directed at Vladimir Putin, Dmitry Medvedev?
Maybe 2%. The press is not free. There is one radio station which is quite controversial. There's one TV station which operates from outside Russia now that criticizes. That's about it. It's a concerted campaign that is all the fault of the West. We're to blame for the doping scandal, whatever it might be, and it's very, very one-sided.
I mean, given that, the politics of opposition must be difficult for those politicians who are ranged and arraigned against Vladimir Putin and the party he created. Which are the incoming forces, though, within the opposition? Who ought we to keep our eyes on?
I think it's the population as a whole. There's quite a lot of social discontent. The standard of living has gone down. Particular interests are being attacked by rapacious officials. There is no sense of justice. To some extent, I think it's true, there's no sense of purpose for Russia. Being a great power is emotionally satisfying for some time, but not forever. When your education, health services are going down and things like that. So there is social trouble brewing, and the Kremlin is very aware of it. But it doesn't express itself through voting for the Duma, because nobody thinks that the Parliament Duma really counts for anything significant at present.
The picture you paint is not apathy, it's fatalism. It's people simply shrugging their shoulders and saying, okay, there's nothing we can do to change this.
That is so. The majority of people in Russia understandably think that politics is not their business, that they have no means of affecting the outcome in any case, so that if you have to go through the ritual of elections, you might as well do it as safely as you can, which is voting for either United Russia or the Communist Party or the Liberal Democrats, whose slogan is essentially Russia is great and America is evil.
Is Russia, under United Russia, becoming a one-party state?
No, because United Russia isn't really a party. The whole structure, it's publicly pictured as being party organised and party-led. But in practice, it doesn't go by the law. It goes by understandings between people at the top and the knowledge that people lower down will be tried by the courts in the appropriate way if they don't accept it.
Vladimir Putin's supporters, both in Russia and elsewhere, will point, for instance, to the footage that we've been running in our reports from Moscow this morning, showing literally a ballot stuffing, and they'll say that's the exception that proves the rule. Actually, the rule of law is improving. The mere fact that there are cameras there recording these abuses of the electoral process tells us something about the improving picture for democracy in Russia. What do you say to those people? Are we looking at something that's endemic as we look at ballot stuffing pictures now, or something that's exceptional?
I think that the few ballot stuffing pictures don't alter the fact that ballot stuffing is customary throughout the country. There's no real campaign leading up to these elections. There were abuses, as there were abuses before. The authorities this time would not have wanted a repetition of the riots that arose in 2011. And so a few exemplary crimes being exposed is okay with them. But I don't think it's been necessary, really, because most people are just not bothered to turn out.
Yeah. So, Andrew, just one final thought, really, as a former ambassador. You'll be aware of the stories at the weekend. Senior British retired defence chiefs making the point that the West now is ill-prepared or unprepared for some sort of military attack by Russia. Some people will shrug their shoulders, shake their heads and say, those days belong to the Cold War, that's not relevant anymore. What's your take?
Well, I think a direct attack by Russia on the United States is a remote possibility. It would be an attack on NATO, which collectively is far better armed than Russia would be. But I don't really think that would be in Russia's interest to go that far or let things go to a situation like that. Attacking Ukraine is a different matter. Bombing, indiscriminate bombing in Syria is a different matter. They are doing both of those things, not very effectively in some ways, and certainly for ill purposes. And that's not the same thing as attacking the UK directly.
Sir Andrew Wood, thank you very much for your time. Thanks a lot.
World leaders are gathering in New York ahead of a global refugee crisis summit. Sky's Lisa Holland has travelled to the Greek city of Thessaloniki to speak to Syrian refugees who are stuck in squalid camps with nowhere to go. These migrants have been here for months now, unable to leave Greece because the rest of Europe has closed its borders to them. There are dozens of camps like this, but Sofdex is the most notorious. The first thing that strikes you as you come in here is it's just so dark. This is a disused toilet roll factory, which is absolutely crammed full of tents, full of people who have absolutely nowhere else to go, who say that they are now stuck. This warehouse has become a space of frustration and fear. Abid trying to do the right thing in bringing his family from Syria, a decision he bitterly regrets. What is your life like here for you?
It's like here. I feel I put my family in here, not another way.
Hell.
Yes, hell, yes. In Syria, there we die maybe quickly, but here we die slowly. This is the difference.
Tensions frequently flare. A place where people have so little we watch as anger boils over. With accusations of a stolen phone. This woman tells me the violence leaves her and her children scared. Their dreams of resettlement are fading away in the sense they are trapped. Mohammed Carson is from Damascus. He feels overwhelmed caring for his sick child, Mustafa. The situation is really bad, he says. There's no plan for us. This migrant told us the only option now is to turn to criminals for help. He shows us how easy it is to dial a people smuggler. For €1,100, he's promised passage to Serbia. to get out of the camp, claims drugs gangs ply their trade under the noses of Greek authorities.
Mafia from Albania coming here to this camp tonight, sell the drugs to this camp. And police do nothing. Police do nothing.
Most of the people in this camp are Syrians fleeing civil war. Now they've been in Greece so long, their children are starting to call it home. This wasn't where the journey was supposed to end. Lisa Holland, Sky News, Thessaloniki.
Now, the Countess of Wessex is setting off this morning on a cycle ride from Hollywood in Edinburgh to Buckingham Palace. It's a distance of 445 miles.
Royal Highness is completing the challenge to mark the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Duke of Edinburgh. There have been a few thrills and spills, not just by me, I hasten to add, but yes, I think the first one was within 10 feet of the car when I put the cleats on for the first time and came straight off again, because you suddenly realise that you can't move your feet out of the pedals. But yes, we met with the wrong end of the plank as well, and there's been various corners where one or other of us have not been able to uncleat in time and have ended up in hedges or unfortunately down on the road, and that's where it really hurts. The truce brokered by the United States and Russia has practically failed and ended. That's according to a Syrian rebel official who said he believed there was no hope that aid would be delivered to rebel-held east Aleppo. Sky's diplomatic editor Dominic Michael joins us in the studio now. It's been 7 days. Has it achieved anything, do you think?
Well, not really. I mean, it's all but collapsed. What it was meant to achieve, where we should be now, had it not gone well, and hopes weren't that high. But the plan was that you'd have a 7-day break in the fighting. That hasn't happened. Fighting's broken out. We've gone back to barrel bombing over Aleppo, so Russian or Syrian planes went back to the skies over East Aleppo, dropping munitions on civilian areas again. It was meant to let aid in, so it was meant to be breaking fighting that would allow aid in. That hasn't happened because the Syrian government haven't given the UN permission to take their trucks in, the UN say, but also because the UN has assessed that the security of the route from the Turkish border into Aleppo has just not been good enough to let this aid in. And then phase 2 was meant to be starting this week, where the Americans and the Russians would together start joint operations against Islamic State and other jihadi groups because of the trust building that had gone on through that break in the fighting. So none of that's happened, which means now the only hope really is that Sergei Lavrov, the Russian Foreign Minister, and John Kerry, his American counterpart, who have worked for months to put the ceasefire together, can somehow patch it up, because they're meeting at the UN General Assembly in New York this week. But the situation on the ground is pretty desperate and obviously hugely depressing. It's takes about people who are desperate for the aid to get food and supplies, and that's simply not happening so far.
And there have also raised, but they were going to get aid supplies in over these 7 days. Any other way to get the aid at all until there's another so-called ceasefire?
Not in the quantities that are required, and we've had airdrops, which is more total loss of bomb than anything else. It's very difficult to drop aid safely into a civilian area, and they've tried that and it hasn't really worked. What's needed is an aid corridor to get in. One hope is that the Turkish military presence in northern Syria now, which is as much about carving territory to split up the Kurdish dominance along the southern border, that could lead to some kind of aid corridor and get more aid in, but it's not really enough to get aid into Aleppo, which at the moment remains besieged, beleaguered, and once again victim to barrel bombs being dropped on it by Bashar al-Assad's planes, and clawing down as well. And one UN report was going to report officially this week, we know from leaks that the Western diplomat reported last week, is going to blame 2 specific helicopter units in the Syrian military for dropping chlorine gas. That's another problem that is going to cloud relations between the Americans and the Russians, as of course was the coalition bombing of the Syrian military in Deir ez-Zor in eastern Syria that the Russians say killed more than 60 people. The Americans and the coalition say it was a mistake. The Russians say somewhere between conniving with Islamic State and criminal negligence. But either way, whatever the cause of that, that's obviously making relations between Russia and America even more fraught at a time when the only hope of getting a ceasefire back on the rails is them working together.
Thanks very much.
Still to come on Sky News.
idea of living on the red planet may sound like the stuff of Hollywood fantasy, but a top NASA scientist says the premise of the film The Martian could soon become a reality. One of the biggest challenges facing space explorers is having enough supplies of what they need to stay alive, getting it all up there.
So I gotta make water and grow food on a planet where nothing grows.
However, this problem could be solved through synthetic biology, the process of taking cells into space and growing them to create survival essentials.
You have raw materials such as minerals there, you have carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, you have nitrogen, you have metals and so on, and you use those to feed these cells that then grow